Behind home plate, we bringing it to them all day. You know what's up? Welcome to Birdland. Win or lose, we bringing it to you always. You know what's up? Welcome to Birdland. Orange or black, we rebuild the pack. No matter where we at, you know we coming back. Section 336, we on this, so tune in. You know what's up? Welcome to Birdland. Yeah, welcome to Birdland. You know what's up? Welcome to Birdland. Now, here come the boys from Section 336.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Baltimore sports fans of all ages, welcome to Section 336, Next Generation of Baltimore Sports Talk. I am your endearingly strong host, Matt Soroka. As always, I'm joined by the button lover, Josh Soroka.
Hey, Matt. How are you doing today?
Oh, just fine, Josh. Thanks you for asking. And how are you?
I'm all right. I didn't
Love
make
how we're
it. I
starting
did
off
not
friendly.
Did not make it to Sarasota this weekend because I saw the rain coming, and I'm glad I didn't go because I was going to go up for Monday's game, and it got rained out.
Oh, I thought you were going to opening.
No, I was
day.
going to go. I was flexing which game to go to, and I was going to go Sunday, Monday, and then the rain was canceled on Mondays, so I just held off.
Okay.
Got stuff done around the house.
Oh, it's too bad because today you missed Heston Kjerstad going yard.
Can I ask you something about today's game? What is the point?
If it's
of the,
not about Heston Kjerstad's home run, I don't care, but go ahead.
All right. What is the point of the MLB app notifying me that the game's about to start if I can't watch it and I can't listen to it?
Yeah.
What's the point?
If Heston Kjerstad hits a home run but no one's there to see it, did it really happen?
Right, exactly.
I'm sure I put this on X. Do you think this is some kind of conspiracy about with the O's where they want to platoon Heston Kjerstad even though he's a superstar, so they don't televise his home runs because they don't want the fans to know how good he is?
Sure.
You think there's some truth to that?
No. What are you talking about? No.
Okay, I thought you loved a conspiracy theory, Josh. I guess I was wrong.
Fine, you can go with that conspiracy theory. I'm going to blame Heston Kjerstad. Why can he not hit when the cameras are on? Does he get a little camera shy?
So you're saying if he hits at bats, we should turn off all the cameras?
Correct.
Everyone should read a book or something. No one watch.
Right. Yeah. Just look away, and Heston can hit a home run.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know why the games aren't televised. The notification because is on your phone because that's their job. ESPN does their job, or MLB at Bat app does their job.
Oh,
ESPN
ESPN
doesn't do their job.
I want to talk to you about ESPN tonight, and I've got to write that down. I definitely want to talk ESPN. Do you know what the news is with ESPN?
Yeah.
All right.
I think so. Well, it's just based on what you texted me earlier. I think I know.
I think I did text you a couple of days ago.
Yeah, but it's been nice. We've had. Silas is. I was a little concerned, to be honest, between you and me, that Silas was turning from a baseball fan to a basketball fan, and so this situation, because now he's been obsessed with basketball. But
that's winter time. You needed to get warm out.
Since the start of spring training, he's been asking me to turn on spring training baseball games. And even when the Orioles haven't been televised, like today, he turned on the Cubs game. So he's itching for some baseball. So that made me feel happy.
I love that he's watching Cubs games because I remember as a kid watching the Cubs and the Braves when I couldn't watch the Orioles.
Well, you watch what's televised.
Yep, you watch WGN and TBS.
Yeah.
Though I don't know if they still broadcast those games.
I don't know. They weren't spring training games, certainly.
True.
But yeah, so I'm excited to have baseball back on the TV. I don't know how much you want to get into the Orioles spring training performances. Outside of Heston Kjerstad's home runs, I could care less. But it's good to see everyone running around with their uniforms on.
Yes. And yes, everyone looks good. As far as what you actually takeaways from spring training games, there's nothing to take away. I don't know.
Nothing to take away, Josh?
What do you take away? There's nothing to take away.
What about something I'm interested in? Something I'm curious about.
Well, for the first 3 games, let me say that.
Can I tell you something to take away from the first 3 games?
Okay.
Like
Who is Joe Macon?
where people play. Well, two things. One is where people play in terms of positions. Like Kobe
Okay.
Mayo was playing first base today, and apparently no one saw it, but Rocco Bacco said he really made a really nice play at first base. So, like, how do they view Kobe Mayo as a first baseman, third baseman? Are they going to try some weird corner outfield stuff with him? So, like, I think positions where they're trying guys out at, that matters a little bit. But of course, they've done things like Jorge Mateo in center field in spring training, but not in the regular season as much.
Right.
So who knows?
Do
But
you-
it is interesting that where the positions people play.
Do you think I should drive over to Sarasota, get a nice seat right behind home plate, and just live stream on my Twitter the game so people can actually watch these games?
I mean, I saw a replay of the Kerstead home run. Someone has a camera. The Orioles have a camera in there somewhere, right?
Right. Of course, they're all videotaping them. What do they not want to pay the broadcast crew?
Yeah, like why can't
because
Rocco Bacco just stream?
I've said
He's
for
there.
years, if you don't want to put it on Masson, at least let me go to Orioles.com and click, and it'd be like the old minor league setups where you get one camera behind home plate, and it doesn't move, and there's no announcer, and it just goes.
Yeah, I would be okay with that.
I'd have it on every day.
It's kind of how they do AAA, the minor leagues.
Right, exactly. Like a security camera. Like, oh, I'm just checking in on the field.
Like what do all the baseball little leaguers use with the GoPro?
That's
the app
Game Changer.
Yeah, Game Changer. Like
Yeah,
that.
yeah. You're telling me
It's
that the little
easier
leagues
for me to
could do
watch.
Game
Yeah, it's easier for
Changer.
me to watch a 10-year-old, a 10U game than it is an Orioles spring training game.
It's ridiculous.
Oh, and the other thing about spring, I don't know if he pitched. I don't even know if he pitched, but I just saw the article about him. This Steve Molesky of BaltimoreBaseball.com.
Steve Molesky pitch?
No, that would be awesome though. No, Steve Molesky wrote an article about a pitcher for the Orioles, Trey Gibson, who's had kind of a weird career. He was signed as a free agent after the 2023 draft. He didn't pitch in 2023 because he was suspended for the whole year from his college team. But what was interesting is who his college team was, the Liberty Flames.
Well, what did he get suspended for?
Well,
watching an R-rated movie?
At Liberty University, it could be a range of things.
Exactly.
Perhaps you're not allowed to have sex because they say sex could lead to dancing, and dancing is the most heinous act you could do. So perhaps he got in trouble for that. I mean, I once, I don't know if I ever shared on the show, I once got disciplined at Liberty for drinking alcohol, though I was never found out with alcohol in my hand. It was secondhand bottle caps, beer bottle caps got me in trouble.
And you didn't just say I was playing checkers?
No, I said I was 22 years old and I was having a beer with my friends. What's the big deal? And they said, well, it's against the Liberty Code of Conduct.
Right. And they're like, well, you were driving.
I wasn't driving. I was in my apartment and a friend snitched on me, or snitched on the whole crew of us.
Oh, so not much
that's
of
what
a
Liberty
friend.
does. Liberty snitches, yeah. And the guy who snitched on us, ironically, his nickname was Sneaky. Anyway, still, you know, I've forgiven Sneaky and moved on. But I had to put so many hours in of, you know, community service, doing washing dishes in the kitchen, in the cafeteria, and then they made me go to Bible study.
All right.
And so that was my punishment. But I bet if I was on the baseball team, I could have been suspended for the whole year for having bottle caps. But anyway,
all right.
The point
Trey
is,
Gibson
yeah,
intrigues you.
Yeah, he intrigues me because he's from Liberty, and he throws the ball really hard. And so and Steve Molesky wrote a whole piece about him. So I'm excited to watch Trey Gibson.
It doesn't look like he's made it into a game yet.
Okay. Well, I don't know if he's even at spring training, to be honest.
Oh, okay.
He ended in single A last year. He ended at Aberdeen last year.
Oh, so he's all right. So he's not at spring training.
No, well, he was just signed in 2023.
All right.
But interesting that he's even on the radar after going undrafted.
So you're really excited. You're really excited, and you started this show with Heston Kjerstad.
Yeah, I'm pumped about Heston Kjerstad.
All right. Do you know who else has home runs in spring training so far?
Oh, I don't, Josh.
4 people.
Is that a question?
Four people have home runs.
I think Rivera Emmanuel Rivera, third baseman,
Yes,
has a home run.
he got one, I believe, on the opening day.
Because and we had some good exit velocity numbers.
Yeah.
I can't name the other home runs.
All right. Enrique Bradfield Jr.
What? He got a home run?
He got a home run, yes.
I missed that.
He got caught stealing on Saturday, which was disappointing. But
I don't know what's more shocking, him getting caught stealing or him hitting a home run.
He has one hit, which is a 2-run home run.
Inside the park? No, it must have been over the fence. That's wild.
Yeah, it had to clear the fence.
Yeah.
And then finally, Vimeo Machin.
Oh, okay.
I've never heard of this guy before Saturday, but he has one as well.
Yeah. There were some guys in there, and we follow the team pretty closely.
Yes.
And it's like, I've never heard your name before in my life.
Exactly. That's how I felt with this Machin guy.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't even remember reading your name when I saw the people getting invited to spring training. I guess because he was 40-man, and I focused on people not on the 40-man.
Well, and some of these guys are not even really invited. They're just kind of at the minor league side, and they need a body, so they bring them over for a game or something. Because that was like, how come some of them have names on the jerseys and others don't?
Yeah.
You got to earn the name, dude.
Yeah. Well, somehow they're really intrigued on this Machin guy because he's played in all 3 games.
Okay. How do you spell his name? Is it
Machin?
Okay. So I don't think that's Machin at all.
You think it's Machin?
Or
Machine?
Or
It's Machine?
Machine.
McKinn?
I don't know. And there's an asterisk. I just looked him up. An asterisk over the I too.
Yes.
I don't know exactly what that means in terms of pronunciation. But he's also 31 years old.
Yes.
So he's
but
not
for some reason, he's played in every game. He's got more at bats than anyone else. Yeah.
How much stock do you put in how many at bats a guy gets? Do you think that means something?
I think it does. It means they want to see something. According to ChatGPT, it's machine.
Machine. Okay.
Machine.
The
CH sounds like cheese. So machine.
Okay. I wish Josh would put this much time and energy to pronouncing names right of guys who are on our 40-man.
I am working on it.
Okay, go ahead.
I am working on it.
Yeah. I think that Vimeo Machine is the fact that he's played a lot is just kind of one of those odd statistical things and means nothing.
Well, he played 3 years with the Athletics.
Okay. I can't believe we're still spending this much time with him on the podcast.
You think he's just playing because we have to put bodies in there and you don't want to put your stars in there yet?
I think that's exactly right. And I think if anyone else wants to play, they go and play first.
So you're saying this is like,
if there's no room for anybody else, he just runs in there.
This is week 1 of the NFL preseason games.
Yeah,
you're not putting Lamar out there.
Yeah, and it's like first day of school. He's the type of kid who is probably always front row, quick to raise his hand. He's a good hustler, brings everybody water. So they're letting him get in his playing time. Like coach looks around for someone to go play second base here in the 7th inning, and everyone's kind of sitting down, and he's like standing up, hopping up and down, right next to the coach. So they're like, fine, just go in, machine.
You're right.
Go and play again.
This is also the week of baseball where they'll let like Will Ferrell play, where they let the celebrities come and play. Yeah.
So I put no stock in it. I saw our friend Pigtown Sports talk about the significance maybe of Cedric Mullins getting some early at bats and what that might mean. Again, it's I would say it doesn't mean anything. Like, but Cedric Mullins such an interesting guy to watch that I think that's why you immediately say, "Oh, are they? Does this mean they're trying to see if he can stick at center, or they're showcasing him for a trade?" I don't think it's any of that stuff. I just think it's different players want to play different amounts, and none of it really means anything. I put no stock in how much a batter plays or where he gets in the lineup. I do a little bit. I'm curious with where they put him kind of positionally. But
are you concerned that Cedric got 4 at bats and 2 strikeouts, 1 walk, no hits?
Yeah, no,
because it's such a small sample size.
Yeah, And even if instead of 4 at bats, he had triple that number, 12 at bats, still means nothing to me. These stats mean
Okay.
nothing.
All right.
So I don't know what we're going
24
to do for the
at-bats.
next. I don't know what we're going to do this week, next week, and the week after. But I'm telling you right now, these stats mean nothing.
I know.
But
Is
next
it
week I'm
true?
actually going to be in Arizona, so I don't know when we're going to record. But we can talk about that. later.
We'll figure it out. Is it true that Adley broke up with his girlfriend?
See, Josh, you are all over that story. I have no idea.
Because
I
he
don't
came in
know.
looking jacked and in shape. Way better
Okay.
than last year.
Do you follow him on the TikTok or whatever?
I do not. I just know that
Okay.
based on the photos, I did not see Fatley.
Okay, I
come
feel
into
like
camp.
I didn't. Well, I didn't see him doing the weights back and forth in the snow this off
Right.
season. I didn't see much. I didn't see Jack's Holiday. I feel like as much in with his workout videos.
We did get the whole documentary last week.
Oh yeah, did you watch that? I haven't watched that yet. It's on my
I have not
watch
watched
list.
it yet.
I want to watch
I
it with
have not watched
Silas.
it yet.
I was waiting for a time I could watch with Silas. Yeah.
But we did get a lot of that, and I know the big thing with Jackson Holiday was he ate beef every day to prepare for the season and put on more weight and muscle.
He put on a ton of muscle last year. Did he go on one of those carnivore diets where all you eat is meat?
It sounds like it. Sounds like 3 meals a day he ate meat.
Yeah. I wish I could do that, but with my blood, I gotta. If it's meat, it's got to be lean meat. Okay, I can't. I got the blood situation.
You and your high cholesterol.
It's got to be lean meat. I can't do all the red meat.
Don't know what's going on up there.
I wish. Speaking, we do have to have Josh our new weekly segment, Old Man Hour.
Oh, good, because I got my blood results back today.
All right, and I got some old man news as well in my household. Old family, maybe old marriage, but go, Josh. So first of all, before the blood work, I didn't hear anything about the physical. Did the physical? Is this a doctor or a PA? I don't know how they do it.
No, a doctor. Oh, you want to get right into health talk because it's so hard to talk Oriole spring training.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a doctor. I have someone else with a different title.
No.
It's
I
not
have
a doctor.
I have a doctor,
Oh, you have a doctor.
and it's the same doctor I saw 3 years ago.
Okay. Who
Because she
said you
came-
were in perfect health?
Yeah. And she came in this time and said, "Are you here just to show that you're still alive?"
Is that what she said?
Yeah, that's what she said when she came in.
You see,
Because it's been so long since I've been there.
our medical establishments treat this thing completely different. They act like, for me, I hit 40, I need to be in there all the time.
Right.
This is important. They act like you're just wasting their time.
Oh,
Like, what are you doing?
She
Come back
checked
when
me
you're
out-
50, Josh.
Checked me out, said everything was good.
Did
said-
they hook things up to your heart and do the EKG or whatever they do? Where they
No
what things
EKG.
are? They didn't do that?
No.
I feel like I'm getting a different kind of treatment here. Okay.
Yeah, I think you might have a problem.
So what did they do to you physically when you went in the room?
The same thing they always do. Check throat, ears, nose, chest, back.
Did they use any kind of instrument on you?
Yeah. They used the little
What, a
thing with the
stethoscope?
lights, and they use the stethoscope.
Okay, this is what they do to a 5-year-old. Did they use any kind
Yeah,
of
because I'm in
other
perfect
machinery?
health.
All right, whatever.
And then they tell me to go get blood work, and I did get a referral.
Did you have to fill out family history stuff?
Yeah.
Okay, did you give them a urine sample?
No,
Did they ask for one?
because you're 40. I probably did that 5 years ago.
Every time I go in, they need a urine sample.
That's not for the doctor. That's not for your medical report. That's just the doctor.
Maybe, but I've never been able to produce for them because they can't produce under pressure. But okay, so you go in there. How long was your visit? Like 10 minutes? You're in and out?
Yeah, probably 15 minutes.
15 minutes.
Yeah, in and out. And then I had to go get blood work.
Did you tell them about your eating habits? Did you tell the doctor about how often you eat at Costco hot dogs? And
they
how
know
often-
everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And my body is in great shape.
Okay.
I
don't believe you. I don't.
They told me to go get blood work, and they gave me a referral.
What does a referral mean? A referral to what?
Where you have to go see another doctor.
Yeah. What kind of doctor?
Because I am 45, it is time for
Oh, I
the
know what this
colonoscopy.
is. I know it's colonoscopy time.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
So I did get a referral for that, not because anything's going on, but just because of age.
So 45.
Yep. And she said, you pass this and you don't have to go again for another 10 years.
Oh my gosh, Josh!
You have
no idea what you're in for. You have no idea what you're in
Meanwhile,
for.
your guy's telling you come back every 6 months.
Yeah.
So when you got your blood work done, when did they call you with your results?
This is a couple days later, maybe 3 days later.
All right. I got my blood taken today at around 11 o'clock this morning.
Uh-huh.
I had my results to me by 3 o'clock this afternoon.
Oh, really? Did you go to like a lab?
Yeah, I went to a lab.
Okay.
And then they just text me all the numbers.
I still haven't seen my numbers. I don't know what my numbers are.
I got all my numbers.
I think my numbers is somewhere online. I don't know how to access it though.
And unlike you,
yeah.
I do not have high cholesterol.
Did you have any? You don't even know how to read that thing, Josh. Did
No,
someone
I do.
Call you and talk you through it?
No, they have highs and lows. If they it gives you a number, and
you
then
don't know
next
what you're
to
looking
it,
at. You need
gives
a professional to sit down with you and go through those numbers.
It gives me a number, and then next to that number, it says what average is, and what number is high and what number is low.
Okay. Do you have a number next to cholesterol?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna find a way to find out what my numbers are.
Find your numbers,
and I
want to compare them
numbers
because all of my numbers hit right in the average, like dead center. Like I am perfect.
Josh, everything they say about diet and health, you just spit in its face.
I'm gonna be the old lady that's 110 years old and smokes every day and drinks Dr. Pepper.
Yeah. I mean, I would think a Costco hot dog is equivalent to one cigarette. I think there should be some kind of equivalency there.
Did you have to fast before your blood test?
Did I fast? No.
Okay, me either. I even drank a Red Bull before the blood test.
See, that's what I kept on thinking. Well, maybe I ate something weird before the blood test. And I don't know how long things stays in your blood.
I don't know.
Longer than in your urine. I know that.
Right. But yeah, so anyway, I passed. I'm all good. None of those issues like you.
But you got to go in.
Yeah, I got to do
Have you scheduled a date on that?
No, they're supposed to call me this week.
Okay.
So.
Shoot, I don't envy you. Woo, I'm glad I'm not 45.
Hey.
Woo-hoo. Ouch. All right.
I'm just hoping it goes like everything else, in and out, done for 10 years.
That's more than in and out.
Yeah, it's a lot of out.
Yeah, it's
a lot of out.
More out than
before.
in.
Yes.
Out than in. Ooh, baby. And that's a male thing, Josh. Women don't do the colonoscopy.
No, they do.
They do the same age. I just feel like it's just talked about amongst men. How come I don't hear about the same discussions around? Well, maybe just because I hang out with more men talking about our bodies and less women. So I just felt like it's more of a male issue. But maybe I'm wrong.
No, it says women are supposed to get it at the age of 50, according to Google. Maybe we just hang out with 50-year-old women.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's definitely been a male-dominated thing, it seems.
I feel like colon cancer is more of a male. I'm just talking dumb here.
Yeah.
Traditionally, I feel like it's more associated with men.
Right. Like I think men can get breast cancer too. It's just it's not spoken of.
Yeah. All right. We're obviously not physicians here.
And you just want to move on because I'm better than you.
Yeah, I'm a little bit irritated at your results. I didn't want you to have. I didn't want you to have.
I know. You wanted me to come in and say I'm right there with you.
I just wanted you to have something minor wrong with you. I just want the doctor to say like, "Hey, listen, you need to start changing your habits if you want to live." And the doctor didn't say that, so that concerns me.
So what else is going on with you and old man stuff in the
physically I'm fine. I ate chicken today. There was an incident in my household though. My wife last week said like her hand hurts. Like, this is kind of weird. So we thought, oh well, maybe she slept on her hand wrong. And then she started to get like super tired and her whole arm was tingling and there was maybe a rash or there's something else. And then she's like, Matt, I think I have shingles. I said,
shingles?
Shingles?
Like the old person thing?
Yeah, like I'm aware of this thing called shingles that old people, like the chickenpox virus.
Right, it's chickenpox for old people, right?
Yeah, but I thought you had to be like in triple digits to get it. Like that's when you start getting the vaccine when you're like 90, and then maybe when you hit 100, you have a chance of getting it. But no, she went to the doctors and she tested positive for shingles. She's got shingles. And I got to tell you, Josh, first of all, my wife is younger than me. She's still in her 30s. And so this is quite the shock how rapidly we're aging. I think we're both in probably like 70-year-old bodies. Insides we're 70, outsides we still look our age, but inside we're 70. So that's concerning. And this shingles, Josh,
Yes.
this is
It's
no
supposed to be
joke.
horrible, right?
It is incredibly painful. Like she can't even use her arm. She says like electrical like shocks shooting through her arm and her hand all the time. It's incredibly painful. Which is unfortunate for me because
can
I
you
get
get
more
it from her
responsibilities now.
Is it contagious?
It's contagious, but they said more older people are susceptible, which again is bad because Emily works in a hospice center, so that's also not good. So,
but what about? Did you mention that you have high cholesterol?
Yeah,
does that
make you more at risk?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's why I'm wearing a mask today. I've been wearing a mask in my house all week.
Is that
for extra protection?
Oh, so it's not like chicken pox where you have to touch it. You can just get it from breathing it?
No, I'm just kidding. It is. It's not.
Okay.
It's a virus in the blood. So I don't know what that means, but I haven't taken any precautions. And
so
I haven't gotten it.
How do they even handle that? Does she have medicine?
She has medicine, and then they give her steroids to go with it.
That sucks.
Yeah, like
how long has she had it?
Antiviral medicine. I guess she got it. It was maybe last week, maybe on Thursday. So she's like 5 days, 6 days.
And how long is it supposed to last?
It's supposed to be like a week till it starts to go away.
And when do you leave for Arizona?
On Saturday. So hopefully we're
that's cutting it a little close.
Yeah, I know, and we're concerned too because you're not supposed to be around older people when you have shingles because it's more contagious for older people. And we're hanging out with the in-laws in Arizona, so she didn't want to spread it to the in-laws. So I think she was going to ask if they had the vaccine, but I know you don't believe in that, but
no, I do believe in that vaccine. I don't believe in the COVID vaccine. I don't think it's actually a vaccine.
Okay.
I'm good with all the others.
Yeah, but it's just another example of this is turning into the old man hour. I feel like I'm rapidly aging into my 60s, 70s, and 80s.
It's also the fact that it's off-season baseball.
Is that it too? Will my ailments just be distracted? Will I be so distracted by baseball I won't recognize my ailments anymore?
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
But also this show has always been part of us talking about our lives, even from the very beginning.
Yeah.
We can't stay on topic.
Also, I got a bad back because, I wrestle and play with my kids, and my kids are just so big, Josh. My daughter just had her 6-month appointment, and she doesn't look like fat or anything, but she's just like
big boned.
Yeah, I guess so. Because she's like 95th percentile for height, but then like 100th percentile for weight. But it's like she's just like, I don't know. It's like she's not. You would never think that she's 100% from looking at her, but because she's so tall, then also she's just like, I don't know. It's just she's just heavy to carry around, and so like my back's I just am feeling my age more and more. I waited too long to have these kids. I think that's the problem too. I don't want to open up a whole nother can of worms here, Josh, but this parenting thing's a young man's game.
Well, you're on your last one or whatever, so it's. It was easier with the first one.
Yes. Yeah, it's true. It's true. We got one more. Well, I mean, no, we got all of them. They're all out. They're all running around now.
Right. But they're just, yeah.
But they're at a very high energy stage, all of them.
Correct. My kids, meanwhile, are
6 and 7. Very high energy, high needy.
My kids, meanwhile, are 11, and they both recently got iPhones. And now they want nothing to do with us because they're just always on the phone with friends.
That's the whole. Can you get the restrictions on the iPhone?
I don't know
how that works.
Yeah, all the restrictions are there.
Yeah, because now you can do good restrictions with those phones. That's good. Yeah, I'm not looking forward also to the plane ride with the 3-year-old. That's going to be an absolute nightmare.
How much Benadryl can you give?
Yeah, see, I don't know. That's what I've hinted at that with Emily. She hasn't picked up my hints though.
Or little.
It's not bedtime for.
A little Tito's.
Yeah, I mean something. I'm willing to try. Literally, I'm willing to try anything to survive a I don't know how long the plane ride is. 5 hours to Arizona.
Yeah,
maybe?
I think to Arizona, I think it's 3 to 5, something like
I
that.
always get confused with the time change because we take off at 5:30, we land at 8:30. I don't know what that means.
Oh, I know.
'Cause the
I
time
know.
change stuff.
Kelly's planning this trip to Europe for us, and I get just stare into space trying to figure out the time change to try to make work over there.
Yeah, you got to use an app because I do this with meetings for work all the time. Real Time Buddy, okay, where you can line up all your hours on the app or on the
clock
website.
app does that. Just the default clock app on your phone does that.
No, you got to use Real Time Buddy. Okay.
Oh,
It's
but
better.
you can. Oh, okay. You're right. The clock app tells me what time it is now. You're saying with that app, I can see what time it is. Like if it's 3:00 here, what time it is there.
Yeah, anytime, and you can put multiple locations, so you can have 3 or 4 locations going on at once, and it shows you how they all line up.
Okay. All right. I'll take a look at it.
Yeah, Real Time Buddy. Check it out. I'm sorry. We can get back to the sports and baseball if you want.
All right. Let's talk about Justin Tucker.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding. We can focus on Orioles.
Yeah, they had the press conference today about Justin Tucker.
It was their end of season press
Well,
conference, right?
yeah. It wasn't about Justin Tucker. It was the end of season where they had
Right.
DeCosta. But it was the first opportunity that DeCosta and Harbaugh had to respond.
And what they say, they're waiting on the investigation
to the allegations. Harbaugh was more like forthcoming, saying like they're going to be looking for another kicker, but he framed it as if,
just in case.
we were planning on looking for another kicker already anyway,
Yeah.
based, I think, on performance.
Right. He should have said, "Did you see the first half of Tucker's season?"
Yeah, I think there was some concern already, which if you have a zero tolerance policy, which I think the Ravens do, this might make your
Yes.
decision a little bit easier. The fact that he struggled a little bit, but still, it's still hard to believe, and hard to, I guess maybe not hard to believe, but he's been around so long. He's the Royal Farms opera guy.
Right. It's like he's supposed to be like this. He's got like 3 or 4 kids. Exactly. The Royal Farms opera guy. He's supposed to be this fun, like loving, like guy who it's like isn't your stereotypical football player.
Yeah, and this feels more like, I don't know. This isn't a stereotypical.
No, this is a stereotypical creep.
Yeah, it's weird. So it's just weird. I don't really understand it, but that's why I don't do massages either. Do nothing but trouble. Sounds like to me, based on NFL stories, massages are nothing but trouble.
You know what?
If I get a massage, give me an ugly fat man.
You know what? Maybe that would help your cholesterol because I get massages at least once a month, and I've never even. That's what makes the Justin Tucker thing even more confusing, is how inappropriate and crazy it is.
Oh yeah, I would imagine so. No matter what you're doing, I'd imagine. Yeah.
Right.
All right. Is there any more? Do you want to talk about Juan Soto hitting a home run in his first plate appearance? You want to talk about? No, I'm happy. Just happy he did with the Mets. Any other kind of Orioles things?
I think
you're attention to during spring training.
Yeah, I think Brian Baker's an interesting case. He looked good when they pulled him out there. He's been working on like some adjustment to his changeup that the Orioles are really speaking highly of. I think that's interesting.
Yeah,
I think Cade Povich praising Samuel Basello is interesting. That he's looking really good. And they said specifically his pitch framing, which kind of takes me back to Matt Wieters. But we would talk about pitch framing.
Yeah, there's been a lot of MLB.com wrote a story about him. There's been a lot of stories written about Samuel Basello
Now
this spring training. He seems to be getting a lot of attention as I guess being kind of the top prospect now.
Yeah. Oh, and this takes me to the other thing I wanted to talk about. The ABS system. The automatic balls and strikes.
All right.
Because for years we've talked about pitch framing. But pitch framing is really like just moving the ball so the umpire gives you the call.
Right.
But if we're moving towards this robot, you can't pitch frame the robot.
Yeah.
Right?
But the ABS system is not happening this year, is it?
They're using it at spring training right now.
Right. But is it going to happen in the regular season?
No, 2026 it looks like.
Okay, yeah. You've seen a minor league game with the ABS?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, I think it's
love
really
it.
Cool.
It's awesome. And I've seen them use it at spring training where they do the little tap on the hat and that means check it out, and it's been great. I love it.
I love it too for a couple of reasons. One is there's a bit of drama to it because they put on the jumbotron and you see the pitch come in. Everybody knows kind of at the same time what this ball or strike, and it's kind of objective and definitive, and so it can lead to these kind of cool moments for the fans to see this ball come in.
Well, and even better,
ball or strike.
I love it because as fans, we've basically had an unofficial ABS forever with the pitch tracker stat that shows you where the ball lands. Now we have a defined strike zone. It's 17 inches wide, and it's this percentage of the body, 20% of the body to 53% of the body. Basically, knees to a little above the belly button. And it's like
belly button. I thought it was up to the numbers. No, it stops at the belly button.
Well, the numbers are low. It's above the belly button. So it's about where the numbers are. Above your belly button, below your chest.
Okay. Like below the nipple? Or
below nipples, above button.
Okay. But see that's a very big strike zone for Aaron Judge.
It changes with different but the way they do it is it's based on percentages. I had it written down here. It is the bottom of the zone is 20% of the player's height. And then the top of the zone is 53.5% of their height. So I did it for myself. And for myself, it would be 20 and a half inches. That would be the top, would be the bottom. And 40.7 inches would be the top. So we're looking at a 20-inch strike zone by 17 inches. How
long until the ABS system comes into church league softball for you?
I don't like that.
Because you softball players always cheat with the heights. You always push the limit with the height, and that's a tough call for the umpire.
I push the heights all the time. The rule says 12 feet. I go 14.
Yeah, and hope you don't get called for it. No, I mean I think it's really good.
But I love it.
I also like there's some strategy involved because you only get 2 challenges, and then if you're successful, you don't lose the challenge. So those you could do those 2 the whole game, right? Like you can do it 100 times.
Yeah.
There's 100 bad calls.
Yeah, and I like it. I look
for the strategy though when you use them and what play, because the coach doesn't make the player in the moment does. Right away has to do it.
Yes, I just it's a small step, but I look forward to when it's just that's what calls balls and strikes. Having to challenge it is stupid. Let's just get the call right from the beginning. Just get it right. Then you don't have to challenge it. Then there's no drama, and move on. And I think that's how they have to do to introduce it to Major League Baseball.
Maybe, but that's for me. That you just made me kind of start to want to change my opinion to not like the ABS system because you said no drama.
Yeah, you don't like the ABS system. You like the drama.
I like the drama.
You like the challenge.
I like Aaron Boone coming out there calling his hitters savages. I like Earl Weaver coming out there kicking some dirt on the ground.
Yeah. I get all that. And we're going to have John Miller, not that John Miller, another John Miller on in a couple of weeks to talk about Earl Weaver. John W. Miller.
Yeah, and that's so they. I mean, what would Earl Weaver do in an ABS system? I don't know.
It doesn't matter. Baseball has ruined the managers. They've already cut and clamped down on managers coming out to argue things.
Yeah,
and they already you just take a step out of the dugout and you get ejected. They've already gotten rid of all that stuff.
I know, and I'm worried about the cumulative impact of all the drama. This reminds me too of you can't slide into second base anymore, which I think that is one of the worst rules that baseball has ever implemented. That you can't break up a play at second base.
Yeah. Well,
and then similar to now with the catcher rule too.
Well, the catcher rule was first, where part of trucking the catcher used to be your highlight reels every week.
We would practice that, me and you in the basement, and see who could knock the baseball out of each other's gloves.
Yeah, and it's part of baseball, and now it's gone.
Well, and now there's all this weird rules. Was he blocking the play? Was he not blocking the play? What counts as blocking the play? When did he start? And all of this is, I know, in the name of safety.
It's not in the name of safety. It's in the name of money. It's all about money.
But I think it lessens some of the excitement and drama of the game.
It does.
All these things.
It does. It's just
like
the weird football rules.
Or no, you think this is outside of that?
I think this is outside of that. I think let's get the call right. I'm not telling you to play the game differently. I'm saying let's get the call right.
Don't the back and forth, though, between not just the manager and the umpire, the catcher, the hitter, and the umpire, the pitcher, and the umpire. Isn't that kind of fun? Some of that drama.
Yeah, but none of that's going to go away with ABS.
All right.
That's all still there.
Well, if
it's
they're
still a
but
batter
Josh,
versus.
if they go where you want them to go with it, where there's no need for the umpire, they're calling the balls and strikes. There is no need for the umpire.
Well, the umpire is still like going to be the head umpire, overseeing everything, and then he's still going to call whether you swung or not.
Yeah, but how long before that goes away too?
Exactly. Oh,
It's like
I
that
still
one
don't
person
understand.
at Walmart who is in the self checkout and she oversees self checkout at Walmart.
Right.
Just
Exactly.
to check if you're buying alcohol.
I don't know.
And checking license. Like, does she really is she really a clerk at that point? Are they really umpires anymore?
Right. Well, the reason I know it'll never go away is because the NFL still doesn't put a sensor in the ball to figure out where it lands on the line. They get that wrong every single game.
Oh, the
for ball
first
placement.
downs? Yeah,
for first downs, for touchdowns.
Yes, it's an inexact science. Yeah.
And you could put a sensor in the ball that would determine it, but they don't.
Yeah.
So we'll always have human error in sports because we resist change and because refs and umpires have unions, and those unions will push back.
And because we like the human element as fans, I think
We do.
we like to argue the cause, right?
We like to say we're screwed. That we lost not because my team's not as good as your team, but because the umpire screwed us.
Yeah, I mean, they would destroy talk radio if you couldn't debate and argue whether a call was right or wrong or not.
Right.
If everything was objective. Yeah. But no,
I like the ABS though.
I do too. I do too, and I'm curious to see how it plays out when it's here. But I mean, all the minor leaguers, all the young players have been doing this throughout
they're used to it.
Yeah, so it's not a big deal for them.
Right. And I always think of how you can go, is it umpire scorecard? Where the next day you can look up how well the umpire did at you calling your game.
Yeah.
And it's like you're happy if you get a 60%. And it's like that's not a passing grade.
Yeah.
So let's get it right.
Yeah, but what's going to be interesting is like because you only get the 2 if you get them wrong.
Right.
And what if the hitter, it puts a little bit of pressure on the hitter and catcher to make sure they get it right, especially when you lose one and you get in that second one.
Well, and irritating because you know they've all got the one guy in the dugout who always thinks he's right.
Yeah, and I think there's more than one guy. I think there's a bunch of guys who always think that they're getting screwed at the plate.
Right. So it's like, what happens when Cedric Mullins takes our challenges all the time? Yeah. For stupid calls.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I would do?
I think they're going to let some people use it and some people I don't think Jackson Holliday is going to.
I would have in the dugout. I would have an ABS score sheet where I keep track of it, just like an at bat. Whether who challenges, and if you won or lost, and if you lose, and then I would have a little stat there on here is Cedric Mullins' ABS percentage.
Yeah.
Here is Heston Kersed's ABS percentage.
And you might even say like you're not allowed to even challenge anything until like the 7th inning or something.
Yeah, and I would exactly, and I would say, hey, you suck. Look, you've got a 0 batting average or ABS average. You are not allowed to challenge for a while.
Yeah. But you know what the Houston Astros are thinking right now? How can
trash
we cheat?
cans?
How can we cheat? You think there could be a little bit of, a trash can bang every time, like someone's watching the television monitor, and it can tell whether it's a ball or strike better, and like bangs on a trash can to let the hitter or the catcher know?
No.
Why not?
Because the trash can was about if it's a fastball or a changeup.
Yeah, but why can't...
Not location. How will they know the location before it's called?
What if they got a screen, a TV?
A TV, the TV is not going to be able to say whether it's a ball or a strike before it passes the home plate.
But if you have a live feed of the game with the little catcher's box,
yes,
you have a better angle to tell if it's a ball or strike than anybody else probably.
But there's no way for you to see it before it passes the batter.
But is there enough time for you to see it and signal to the batter to challenge?
No, because the same time it is called a ball or a strike is when it passes over home plate.
But Josh, when is the batter supposed to challenge? After it crosses home plate.
Oh, you mean for them to? You mean a little for the challenge, to call the challenge?
When to call the challenge?
I thought you were saying to tell the batter to swing or not.
Oh no! I'm saying after the catcher catches the ball, do I challenge it or not? What if they get a signal from the dugout?
Right, exactly.
Is there enough time for that? I don't know. Like how
there might
fast
be.
do you have to signal?
There might be a time to do a little flash. I think it's supposed to be immediate though, like before you even look anywhere.
Yeah.
But I thought you were going down the zany Burt Rohde path, who keeps waiting to get the notification while he's at the game of a home run before it happens.
Right. Somehow go into the future for just a millisecond. Yeah. No, I wasn't going zany with it. That was a legit question.
No, I hear you. That makes sense. But I think that's why it's an immediate response. You have to immediately go to your head.
Okay. Josh, you mentioned you want to touch on ESPN.
Yeah. Because ESPN, which is what, the entertainment sports broadcasting? No, I don't know what ESPN stands for anymore.
I'll tell you this, Josh. If you open up, and let me do it, I'm going to open up my ESPN. Oh, and maybe this is personalized. If you go to the ESPN app, no, my ESPN app, and I go to scores.
Yes.
Baseball, MLB is, and even though it's spring training, it's before college basketball. It's before the NBA.
All right. No, that's your app.
Oh, this is just me.
Because look, I go to ESPN.com, top story, basketball, college basketball, Florida, Georgia. Scroll down,
but hit
Lakers.
Scores. Hit scores.
Hold on. I don't care about scores. It's about coverage. Scroll down, Anthony Davis and the Mavs. Scroll down, that little video game golf thing that's going on.
Yeah, that's become
the TGL.
I don't understand what's happening there.
Then college hoop scores, March Madness, WNBA, soccer, hockey, college basketball again, WNBA retirement, NHL scores, NHL highlights, more WNBA, the NFL draft.
That's not how mine is.
Crypto, some type of crypto car.
You got yours all set up wrong.
Kobe Bryant.
I do two.
Finally, I made it to spring training.
Okay,
it's at
mine
the very
is much higher.
No, it's not. Your app you set up differently. Go to ESPN.com right now and tell me how far down MLB is. Because you have it don't go to scores. Look at the cover stories. Tell me that you don't have to scroll for 5 minutes to get to baseball. This is the issue and why Major League Baseball is mad at ESPN. Because ESPN has decided that they're not going to cover baseball. And they're going to cover the bare minimum. And they're going to put it there at the bottom. So they're just breaking off and being like, right, we're going to take Sunday Night Baseball away, and we're not going to pay you when you don't cover us.
Oh, yeah. I'm looking through it now, and I'm at the NFL drafts that happens in April, and I'm looking at Luka Doncic's car he brought into the stadium.
Yeah, exactly.
I haven't gotten to the baseball yet.
That is Major League Baseball's problem right there. And it's ridiculous when you think about ESPN and you think about our childhood with ESPN. It was watching SportsCenter on a loop just for baseball highlights. Yeah. It was predominantly baseball when we were kids.
Yeah.
At this time of year.
Yeah, because people like my son now who can't stay up late for baseball, you always wake up early to see what happened.
Yeah. So it's ridiculous, and I feel like ESPN is destroying itself. But I totally am in the camp of MLB. The MLB network's great. MLB.TV is great.
What happened here? Was this a money issue?
There's money stuff going on, and MLB said, ESPN, hey, you're supposed to be covering us. We're paying you a bunch of money. You're doing these Sunday night games. You're barely covering us. You're not writing stories. You have you have one reporter like Buster Olney. I know they've got a couple other reporters, I think, but even here, if I click on MLB, I get an article by Buster Olney, a ESPN Plus article by Buster Olney, a ranking of top 10 outfielders by Buster Olney, and then I get video clips, and then I get some fantasy baseball stuff and college baseball stuff. So according to ESPN.com, I see one reporter covering Major League Baseball, and it's Buster Olney. That's not they're not partners. There's no partnership there for baseball, and I'm all for Major League Baseball leaving ESPN.
You know what's crazy?
It's ridiculous. And they've got one ESPN podcast about baseball, and it's Baseball Tonight with Buster Olney.
I'm just a novice here, Josh, so I don't understand all the details. I'm sure there's like in terms of amount of games played, but ESPN just signed a contract with the NBA, right, to take it over from TNT,
Yes.
and they signed an 11-year deal for $76 billion with a B billion dollars.
Yeah.
And ESPN right now, according to ESPN in 2021, they signed a deal for $550 million per season. So $550 million per season versus 76 billion over 11 years. Break that down or whatever. That's a lot more than $550 million.
No, and Major League Baseball gets 470 million from Fox, from Turner Sports. They get 729 million from Fox. They get 85 million from Roku, just for and they also get
Apple. They got games to Apple too.
All right, they get 85 from Apple for Friday night games, and they get 10 million from Roku for those 11 a.m. Sunday games.
I'm starting to think ESPN got ripped off in this NBA deal. $6 billion.
Somehow ESPN decided we're going to be the NBA network.
We're going to be NBA, yeah.
And they're going all in on that.
They probably don't have enough money for baseball anymore.
Well, the problem is they've already made the deal with MLB.
Right, in 2021 they made a 7-year deal.
Right. And that's what MLB is like, sorry, we're getting out of it because you suck.
Yeah. And so the Sunday night games or whatever will go somewhere else?
After this year. This is the last season.
Okay. Well, it seems like I assume baseball, we've seen the NFL do this. I assume baseball will do this too, go more to Apple TV and other streaming platforms.
Well, they've already done that. You've got the Friday night games on Apple TV. You've got Roku. I really think Netflix might make a play at this. I know that MLB is big on wanting to get rid of blackouts. And what was one of the big sports networks that had a lot of MLB rights went out of business? Bally, I think.
Oh, yeah.
So a lot of stuff MLB managed the rights of now. So I think that why not sell it through MLB or sell it through Netflix or Hulu? And MLB Network has all the TV programming that ESPN used to have, but geared towards baseball. So I think I think Major League Baseball will take that money and just invest more into themselves.
Yeah, that makes sense. Josh, don't you think, though, compared to the NBA and NFL, that baseball is more of a regional sport?
Yes.
Where
100%.
You might be a baseball fan, a diehard baseball fan might watch every single game their team plays, but less likely to turn into a national televised game when the Brewers are playing the Cardinals or something.
Yes.
Compared to maybe an NBA or NFL game.
Yeah, but I think that's simply because of the number of games.
Right.
I think it's because every night of the week I can watch the Orioles versus the Ravens probably don't play on Monday night and probably aren't playing on Thursday night. So I have other teams to watch. They're not playing Sunday night. They're playing one game a week, only 4 hours of that time. And in the NBA, you're not playing every night either. There's a lot more off times. There's a lot more different times. It's those are geared specifically for TV. They want that, and they've rearranged their schedules to make it work for that.
Yeah.
Which is neither way is bad. I just think Major League Baseball is going to do something cool. I think we talked about here the Cleveland Guardians doing the $99 plan.
Yeah, it's
where you get all the Guardian games not blacked out. That's awesome.
It's so freaking common sense. I don't even understand it.
Right. So I'm excited. I love that. It's sad that ESPN is kind of dead to me. But outside of Buster Olney, a channel I used to watch all the time, I only turn on for games now. I don't watch any of their programming.
Yeah, I don't either. I mean, I think I have the PTI podcast I will occasionally listen to.
Yeah.
But that's it. Josh, because Sports Center, does that even exist anymore or it just looks different?
I think it looks different. I don't know.
If the old Sports Center where it was just highlights existed, would you watch that programming?
I would turn it on every morning.
You would?
I do the Mike
I would
O'Mara
watch it
show.
with Silas. Yeah, I would watch it with Silas.
I do the Mike O'Mara show at 8 a.m. every morning, and generally I just have something on the TV, just keeping up with glancing what's going on in the world, And so normally I do news. But that would 100% be ESPN and highlights.
But now it's just talking heads all the time.
I believe so.
And I feel like
ESPN has turned me off so much that I don't even know.
It is. I'm pretty sure it is. But I keep on going back to younger viewers. Like Silas doesn't, like a 7-year-old, 8-year-old, 9-year-old, 10-year-old doesn't want to go on and watch a bunch of talking heads. I don't think they do. They want to go and like watch highlights, watch the sports. And so they end up going to, like, my son watches the condensed games on MLB because that's the only place to watch them. And I'll go to YouTube to watch the NBA highlights because that's where we got to go. Because there's not an ESPN thing.
And why did we fell in love with Stuart Scott as kids? And all he did was be like, here's a highlight, here's a highlight, here's a highlight.
Yeah.
And get you excited for the highlights. We didn't need to know his opinions on everything.
Yeah, it's true. I don't really understand it. I mean, that's where we've gone as a culture. I don't really get it.
That's what podcasts are for. Come here and hear our opinion.
Yeah. No, I agree. But turn on TV and just watch people debate opinions all day. It's like talk radio, but turn to TV. I don't fully understand it. Hey, speaking of TV, just because we probably talked about this before, maybe it just always annoys me. I don't understand commercials. Why don't they? I understand why you have commercials.
Yes.
But why don't they do it's so people won't walk away, do a split screen like they sometimes do occasionally, all the time, where when they go to commercial, just half the screen's commercial and half the screen is showing warm-ups or what's happening in between innings.
No, I don't know. It's a good idea. Baseball will do that sometimes. You'll see that. Football, you'll see that sometimes.
Yeah, but they should do it every time because I'm more likely to sit there and watch if there's some baseball happening on the other side.
Yeah. I'll tell you, I haven't told you about my new TV.
Oh, you got a new TV?
I got a new TV, and it was free. It was mailed to me to try out.
Oh.
And it is free. And now they put me on a list to get this like 3 years ago. But it just came out maybe 2 months ago. And now anyone can sign up to get on a list to get this TV for free. And the way it works is it's a 65-inch TV, and then beneath it is another screen that's a little smaller or much smaller. And that screen shows you ads all the time. So while you're watching TV, the bottom screen gives me news on one side and ads on the other side. And those ads at the bottom corner cover the price of the TV.
Yeah.
And make it free. And it's an interesting thing.
Does it collect your data?
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure it knows everything, and I'm sure China knows all about me now. I'm sure it's worse than TikTok.
Yeah.
But it's interesting to try to think about the future of advertising. I'm dealing with it with the Michael Mara Show, with podcast advertising, because it's changing because so many celebrities and news people now have podcasts.
Yeah.
So the market's being flooded. So it's thinking about ways out of the box and how to build your community. And I think we're going to see stuff like that with TV too, as they rethink advertising when people get fed up with, I don't want to sit through another drug ad that I've seen 100 times. I think you're going to see, I think it's why you see more baked in ads where during the football game or the baseball game, they are talking about the ad or the product, I guess, or weird product placements in TV shows, because I think they're going through that with the ad agency as well.
Yeah. Relatedly, I saw the Battery down here in Atlanta. They're always doing stuff with the stadium, and I always just think of Camden Yards.
It really is a great stadium.
But we talked before about how they're expanding the kids section. They also just announced this week that they're adding a new. They're calling it, what are they calling it? A 8-stall food hall. Some of them are just grab and go food. No, but they are catered to kind of local places where there's these stalls.
Right. Unlike Orioles, who are kicking Jimmy's out.
And then, it's the whole purpose is to attract local. Are they kicking Jimmy Seafoods out?
They announced that they will not be returning. Yes.
Okay. And it's dedicated to get local restaurants in there. And
I love it. There's
like a picnic area, and they're putting a big screen TV right there too. Another place to get food. The purpose is twofold. One is to provide another food place to help with food lines. We know something about that at Camden Yards.
Yeah.
And the second purpose is to bring more local restaurants and foodies into the stadium. So I thought that was pretty cool.
I love it. I know. Did we even talk that we didn't talk that last week? They did say that we are getting a new sound system in time for this year.
Yeah, we mentioned that when we talked about Rubenstein's interview, and so that I think that's a good thing. But the big changes to left field and stuff that they're talking about won't happen until 2026 at the earliest. It sounds like, because they're so busy with that freaking stupid wall moving back and forth.
Well, that yeah. How long do you think?
How can they not fix the sound system but can move the ball back and forth 5 times? I don't know.
Right. I am looking at going to Truist Park for that 4th of July series when the Orioles were there this year, because it was such a good experience last time.
I know. Unfortunately, I will not be there. I will be out of the country.
I looked at staying at the Omni, and it was $450 a night. The hotel that's right there.
Yeah. I think $150 to stay at the hotel we stayed at, a Marriott.
Right.
Which is a long walk away, but you can walk it. But yeah, no, $450, that sounds about right. Still cheaper than any hotel in Boston.
Oh, totally.
On our Boston trip. Hotel prices are crazy in Boston.
Yeah, we have to book that. We have to book that hotel room. I got my flights arranged. So so we are going. If anyone else is going to Boston, we are going that Memorial Day series, and we're going to go on Thursday, Friday, Saturday's games.
Yep. Yeah, that should be fun. Yeah, we got a couple trips to see some baseball in the works here, which I'm excited about.
Yep.
That's one of them. All right, ready to get out of here?
I think we've covered it all. Or none at all. Something like that. Somewhere in the middle.
Yeah. By next week, we'll have some more spring training stats to talk about. I purchased my tickets for a stadium tour of Chase Field in Arizona, see the Diamondback Stadium.
Yeah.
So I can share a report back when I go to that next week.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll try to get the show in next week, but if you're traveling, it might be difficult. So
yeah,
we'll see how that goes. If not, we'll come back the week after, and it's really...
Then we'll have some big sample sizes to talk about.
I mean, yeah, we're really getting close to a month out from the season.
Yeah, and then we can talk about roster construction too, which I do like that discussion. I think
because next week, next week they will make a few cuts.
Yeah, and the great news is, Josh, too, is we have I think this is a big deal. We have no big injuries to talk about, so hopefully
no big injuries. They say Batista could be in a Grapefruit League game by this weekend.
Oh, that's fun. Love it.
Yeah,
love it.
So no big storylines. There's no position fights. Like, this is an odd spring training.
Yeah, even like Basayo, we talked about, is in the news a lot, but he's not really threatening to take over any roster spots.
No,
just kind of fun.
Gary Sanchez.
Yeah, he's not going to take Gary Sanchez's spot.
Right.
Not yet, at least.
No, it's just like, check these guys out, get to know them, get to know their names.
Yeah.
And maybe you'll see them later.
The rotation could be interesting. We talked about before, but once we get a little deeper into it.
Yes. I want to see
Kapovich before, if he has a chance to make the rotation.
When's the next Masson televised game? I really want to see Tomoki Saguna.
Yeah, they said he's got a whole entourage following him.
Yeah, because he needs the translator and chefs and all.
No. I was talking about in terms of reporters.
Oh, reporters, yes, reporters as well.
They could save some from Roki Sasaki to
that was the point of us trying to that was my argument for getting Saki, is we're all set up.
Yeah,
let's go.
Right, we got Saguna, yeah.
And if you're tracking my MLB The Show, Road to the Show, I am still in Bowie.
Okay, I'm in Norfolk. I just ended I don't know what year it is, 2023 maybe.
I'm in year 2 of my career, and I am still in Norfolk.
I'm in year 3 or 4. So I think year 3.
What position is your player?
I did a split between second base and pitching, but they never let me pitch, so I'm just second base.
Oh, really? I am a first baseman and pitcher, and I'm in the starting rotation.
Are you?
Yeah.
Do you play first or do you do DH?
I do. This is so nerdy. We're talking about a video game. The way my schedule works is I pitch on a regular rotation. So I pitch every 5 games. And the day before my game, I will DH. And the day after my game, I will DH. And the other days, I will play first base.
Okay.
in the video game.
Are you playing the new? Do you have the new show?
Last year's.
Oh, last year's. The new one
Last
came
year's.
out, right? Or no, not yet.
No. I think a couple more weeks.
Okay.
I will get to that. My goal is to get to the Orioles before the new one comes out.
I said I'm not going to purchase. I'm doing a 2-year-old one, and I'm not going to purchase a new one until I get to the show. But I've been working on this thing for 2 years, so it's still.
I know. I got my batting average up to 310, and I was staying steady at 310. I was sure I was going to get the call up, and then they called me into the manager and said, "You're doing a good job. Keep it up."
Oh my! You don't like that call?
No.
All right, let's get out of here.
Yes. We're now breaking down our base video game stats.
Yeah, we should have ended this 5 minutes ago. Sorry,
Yes.
listeners. You can follow us. Just ignore this when you leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. You can also follow us on all your social media platforms. You can follow me on X. I tweeted today about Hetzenkerstat at Section 336. You can follow Josh on Twitter.
At Josh Soroka, and make sure you check out breakingtea.com/birdland.
All right. Thanks for listening, boys and girls. And as always, go O's.